Hi, I'm Amanda Cutler-Page from Confident Horse Rider. Confident Horse Rider was developed about 25 years ago. It's specifically to help riders when they've lost their confidence or they're feeling anxious because they've never really been particularly confident when riding their horses. So I come from a background of counselling, psychotherapy, hypnotherapy and NLP. I'm also an instructor and I've ridden pretty much all my life. So this little exercise that I'm going to do today, it's very short, very quick. It is a lovely little exercise and I've done this for about 5 to 10 years in the workshops and the camps and things that I've been running. So for this exercise, the reason I've chosen it is because what we're trying to do in this time of uncertainty, when we really don't know when we're going to get back to our horses. Some of you are lucky enough to be with your horses at the moment. I myself can't go to the livery yard. And a lot of us are not riding. So there's going to be time away from riding and that does affect your confidence quite significantly. So we need to find some ways, and starting now, to really make sure you've got the mental strategies, you've got the ways to boost your confidence when you get to the time you can actually go there and get on your horse. So for this exercise, we're going to be looking at memories in your past. Now, if you've done this exercise with me before in one of the workshops or the coaching, I will put a little bit at the end so that you can have a think about how else you can use the exercise. If you think about how many times you have ridden in your life, how many times would that be? Presumably most of them would be quite pleasant, otherwise you probably wouldn't have continued riding. So although we quite often focus on the times that have gone wrong, we actually overlook all the really, really good times. Now, I know when we have had accidents, they're fairly significant, and for many people it's just that one accident that was enough. For a lot of people it's a combination of lots of other things. But for riders, you can, no matter how or why you've lost your confidence, as long as you can bring into your mind some good memories, or make them up, but that's for another day for us to look at, then we can override the information, the negative information that we've downloaded, that has been downloaded into our subconscious. So very quickly, your subconscious it doesn't judge anything, it just learns by the information it's given. Neural pathways build, they get short, they get wide, they travel down very, very quickly. So whatever you put through your mind over and over again, whatever you obsess about, that will make changes to your subconscious. Now, for following on from that, that's why this particular exercise is really good. So all we need for this exercise is for you to have a think, okay, was there a time in the past you felt really good riding? It could have been out on the most glorious hack. It could have been jumping, a particularly good round, or one particularly amazing jump, going for a gallop, just wandering around the arena and being able to, do some flat work that was so good and you felt totally in harmony with your horse. So it could be anything at all, but it's going to be a memory that's going to pop into your mind. I want you to have a quick think. Let that come into your mind. Whether you were on your own, with other people, it makes no odds. Okay, so for this particular exercise, we're going to do a bit of visualization, which is basically thinking about something. And we're going to stick in a little bit of NLP, which is just about anchoring or putting things together. When you think about anchoring feelings, or it's exactly the same as if you may listen to a song, something comes on the radio, someone plays some music, and suddenly you flip back into the past, or it just brings up such amazing memories. Those things, that particular piece of music or particular song is anchored to a time, a place, and a feeling. And they're anchored, you may not have, you didn't do it consciously, but it is anchored together, and it will, listening to that sound will immediately make you feel a certain way. So we need to find the things that are going to make instant changes, not only at the time when you're riding in the future, but also they need to make changes in your subconscious. Where there's been little niggles that have been popped in that pot of riding equates to whatever it is, and it's not very positive, we need to now start putting in the layers of good things, good memories, the skills you actually do have. Most of the people that come on my camps have amazing skills, but they're a little bit scared to use some of them. Okay, so you've grabbed the memory, it's in your mind now. You can do this eyes open, eyes closed, but I suggest once you've gone through it with me right now, then do it 2 or 3 or 4 times a day with if you're in a safe environment, with your eyes closed, because you can really immerse yourself into it. Just do one memory a day. So you need to be thinking, more memories will pop into your head a little bit later on, I'm sure, after you've listened to this video. So back in the past, there's been a time when you've ridden it, it's felt wonderful. We're going to visit that and we're going to enjoy it. And that's going to be new learning, or a reminder for your subconscious. And it will be new learning pop back down in to your subconscious to help you feel good about the future when we can go back. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do, so we're just getting ready for it now. So uncross your legs, put your feet on the ground if they reach the ground. If you're on your bed, then that's fine, you're nice and comfy. Hands in your laps. Just sit up against the chair if you're sitting on a chair, but something to support you a little bit so you can feel quite comfortable. Okay, we're going to go through this fairly quickly, but you can do it a lot slower at home. So start just with your breathing. Breathing centers us a little bit, it slows us down, slows our mind down, and puts us in the right frame of mind to do the exercise. So take that slightly deeper breath. So just notice the air as it enters your body. There's a slight pause, and then just breathe out. And then there's a slight pause again. Do that a couple of times. Notice that air coming in through your nose, expanding your lungs, and out through your mouth. Good. Good. So now you can continue to do slightly deeper breaths, not too deep it becomes uncomfortable, just slightly deeper breaths. Now I want you to imagine you can just float back to the past. You could just fly back to that memory. Fly along your timeline. Notice that memory. Get into it as if you could literally float yourself down into that time. If you find this is tricky, it's okay. It will get easier the more you do this. So you allow your whole body now to go into that body of yours in the past. And you can see everything around you. You might not remember everything. We can't remember everything, but you have an idea of what was around you. The colour of perhaps of your horse's ears and mane and neck. If there were trees around, make sure you're looking at the colours of the trees. You want to ramp up the colours and maybe the sounds and the feelings. So the colours you might, if you can remember them, just make sure they're quite vibrant. Think about any sounds that were going on. Maybe it was just you going down the lane, hacking on a beautiful day, and you felt so connected and calm. Maybe you were out galloping your horse and you could feel the wind on your face and that you could hear the sound of the horse galloping. Maybe it was just jumping, just having some fun over some jumps or doing that extra big one and you were thrilled. Whatever it was, think about not only what you could see, what you could hear, and how it physically felt. You sitting in that saddle, hands on your reins, feeling the movement of the horse underneath you. See if you can get an essence of that right now. Yeah, relive that experience. And then deep inside you, there is a good feeling. And that is the feeling that you chose that memory because of that feeling. I'd like you to attach a colour to that feeling. Any colour at all. Just choose something off the top of your head. And every time you breathe in and you breathe out, still in that memory, you're letting the feeling, that great feeling, and the colour just start to expand through your physical body once again. Every muscle, every fibre, every cell of your body absorbing that colour and that amazing feeling that you had then. Let it live through the whole of you. Be immersed in that as well. Enjoy this moment. Take another few comfortable, deeper breaths. Be there. And when you finish this, then come back to now and open your eyes. Remember the colour. If you manage to get a colour, remember that colour, because on another video we're going to do some exercises with that colour. But right now I want you to think, how did that make me feel? Did that change how I feel at all? So there's two parts of this. One is the immediate change in your feeling. The other part is for your subconscious. It's the food you want to feed it. Yeah. It's the things you want to remind your subconscious is there. That's you, that's in the past, and that's now, and you are capable of it. Even if it's a different horse, a different scenario, it doesn't matter right now. What we're doing is we're attaching a colour to a feeling, to a memory. And they're all available to you. And they can be not only the work we're doing right now, but like I say in another exercise, I'll show you how you can use them in an instant when you're riding, and you can flood yourself with that feeling. So, all I'd like you to do is think every day, speak to your friends, look through your pictures, find a whole bank of memories that you can use. Write them out. Put down the colour you used. Maybe you might find a word comes to your mind when you do the exercise. Write that down as well. Do this 3 times at least in the day. Add this to your subconscious. When your mind wants to move away and think about the difficulty you might have, or what your horse might do, or anything that's scary or frightening, you cannot afford to let your mind loose down that track. You can't do it, because all those repetitive thoughts, obsessions about things going wrong, they are also food for your subconscious. They're also going in your subconscious, being laid down. So what you're looking to do is make more of the things that you're putting down in there positive than negative. It doesn't matter that you're not riding now. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you are controlling as best you can at this moment your thoughts, moving them away from the negative and popping them into the positive. Now, it's a tiny exercise. It's easy to do. doesn't matter if you can't get right in there, you will be able to do that. But it makes an amazing difference if you are prepared to do it often enough every single day. Okay, so I did say at the beginning of this little clip that if you've already done, and a lot of you will have already done this exercise, it's, you know, in whether I've coached you one-to-one or you've been to a talk or wherever it is, and that there is another way to use it. And perhaps also, you know, if this is the first time you've done it, you might be interested in this. So our minds, our subconscious doesn't know what's real or not. To the point, the point I'm trying to make is, you know, if you were to watch a scary film, you probably find that you get scared. Yeah, and you want to hide. Well, people do that because the subconscious is responding to what it can see and hear, what's going on in your mind, what's being put into your mind. You're not sitting there watching, I don't know, whatever scary film it is and going, yeah, it's just a plastic screen with some people. No, you're right in there. You're thinking about, oh my goodness, you know. And we can use this, and this is what we're doing. We're using the same way through. We are using images and thoughts and sounds in our minds to pop in the positive experience. You can always scare yourself. You're doing exactly the opposite to what I'm suggesting. You're putting in all sorts of negatives. Kindly stop your mind. Put a gate up. We don't really need that. So for you that have done this a few times and you want to expand on it, or you've done it, you know, loads of times, maybe in one of your journals that we've worked through, then because I've said, you know, you can make it up, go into your future, grab that goal, that dream, that thing you want to do. Put it together in your mind. Think, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this response. If I get an unexpected movement, I just want to be riding it in balance, you know, all those things, whatever it is you want. Do this exercise, but move yourself. Fly along your timeline into the future, move yourself into the future, pop yourself in there, and make the experience as vibrant as you possibly can. What do you see? What do you hear? You know, what do you feel physically? And then what do you feel internally? How's that going to make you feel? And allow yourself to sink in there and enjoy it. All good food for your subconscious. Okay, so this comes to the end of the clip. My website is www.confidenthorserider.co.uk. Please visit it if you'd like. On there are a couple of free downloads that you can get. There's also a full series of MP3 hypnosis downloads, and they would be from hacking, help you feel more confident hacking, schooling, the dressage, which is basically the warm-up arena and going into competition, show jumping, event. There's a whole series in there. They're all between half an hour and 35 minutes long. You just simply plug them in, play and listen to them, and they will be laying down, weaving in all those good things into your subconscious for you. You don't have to do anything but listen to those. You can't listen while you're driving or doing anything like that, because obviously things like this will make you relax quite significantly. So yeah, so have a look at that, and you've probably picked this one up from my Confident Horse Rider Facebook page. Please continue to follow that. I will pop up some more videos as we go along. Okay, that's it for now. Bye then.